Good morning, Santa Clarita, and welcome to Aging with Power, sponsored by Comfort Keepers in Home Care. I am your host, Myles McNamara, and our show focuses on the topics and the issues that we face on this journey that we call aging. We begin aging from the moment we take our first breath, and this show will primarily focus on areas of the timeline from the womb to the tomb. Our subject matter experts will address concerns and questions to empower us to make informed decisions. Now, if you ever have a question during the show, we are live, so please feel free to call in 661-298-5487, 661-298-KHTS, and you can join us on air. But if you are the shy type, you can just relay your question to our sound engineer, Justin. Say good morning, Justin.
I'm ready this time.
There you are. And he will let us know what your concern, questions, or otherwise, and we will still address it because, after all, preparation is knowledge, and knowledge is power. First Aging with Power since the new year, so Happy New Year to all. Hope you had a happy holiday and a safe New Year. El Nino is here, so you got your waders on, I hope. But today we've got a great show because it's dry in the studio here. And joining me in studio today, I have Miss Rochelle Dardeau, the Executive Director of our Santa Clarita Valley Senior Center. And we're going to be talking about the home-delivered meals programs that for our homebound seniors and some other topics, other programs, an impending capital campaign that I won't steal her thunder for. But anyway, good morning, Rochelle.
Good
Welcome.
morning. Thank you.
Good to have you back.
It's so good to be here. It's great.
And also joining us in the second half of the show, we have Daniel Segal and Jeff Albert of Senior Living. Total Senior. Jeff is a total senior living senior advisor, and of course Daniel is the owner, but we'll get into that, and that is an excellent company that helps families when it's time to look for placement of a loved one, be it in a board and care or an assisted living facility, and we're going to dig down into that deeper into the show. But Daniel, Jeff, welcome to Aging with Power.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here today.
Thanks,
Myles.
Getting out in the weather to join us, but I appreciate it. So we got some great information coming your way. Before we do, though, a couple save the dates for you. Get your pens and papers out, or your iPhones or your Androids or what have you, because coming up in February, we've got a couple great events. In the first one is February 13th, and that's our Santa Clarita Fun Run put on by our Santa Clarita Valley Chamber of Commerce. It's going to be our third year. I'm privileged to be able to chair that for the Commerce, and there are sponsorships available. Guys, it's an amazing event. It's a 5K fun run. If you've never done one of those color fun runs where you're splashed with color, and you need to join us. It's an amazing event. You can call our chamber because there are sponsorships and booths available. You can call Chris Donald at 661-702-6977. It's February 13th at Castaic Lake, bright and early in the morning. It's a 5K fun run, walk, whatever you want to do. We do 3 different waves, so the serious runners take off first, and then the casual runners will take off, and then you can, what we call the doodah parade. You can do whatever you want for the route. But a very special part of the fun run this year is for Jack's Angels Foundation, what we call Skip for Jack. And it's kind of an event within the event, and it raises funds for the Jack's Angels Foundation, which is DIPG, and I'm not even going to try to tell you what that acronym stands for, but it's basically pediatric brain tumors that are incurable and a high cause of death among our children, stem cell tumors and such. So it's a real special event. Also, a benefactor of the fun run is the Wish Foundation, our school district. So Amy Daniels is on our committee and involved in that as well. So again, February 13th at Castaic Lake, bright and early Saturday morning, and you can join us for the fun run. And then, of course, last but not least, on February 27th is our annual Celebrity Waiter Dinner that benefits our Santa Clarita Valley Senior Center, and I'll let Rochelle talk about that a little bit later in the show. So again, don't want to steal the thunder, but we are going to take our first break. We'll be back with Rochelle from the Senior Center and Daniel and Jeff from Total Senior. Folks, don't go away. You're listening to Aging with Power on your hometown hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. Welcome back to Aging with Power. I'm Myles McNamara on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. If you're just joining us in studio today, we have Miss Rochelle Dardeau, our Executive Director of our Santa Clarita Valley Senior Center, talking about a myriad of things regarding the Senior Center, but most importantly, the Home Delivered Meals Program. And then in the second half of the show, we'll be talking with Daniel Segal and Jeff Albert with Total Senior, a company that assists families in placing their loved ones if it's time to move them out of their home. But again, Rochelle Dardeau, our Executive Director, welcome to Aging with Power.
Thank you, Myles. It's so good to be back.
Yes, good to have you. A returning guest to Aging with Power. But today I know you wanted to talk about, among other things, a very important program that you do over there at the Senior Center, and that's your Home Delivered Meals programs. But you're going to elaborate on that a little bit, but there's also some misunderstandings you were telling me before the show regarding the entire program.
That's right. Actually, the Home Delivered Meal Program is for homebound seniors. And some of the confusion is that seniors have to be permanently homebound to qualify for the program. But that isn't accurate. If a senior, and by senior I mean 60 or older, if a senior may have surgery and may be homebound for 5 weeks or something like that, you come to the Senior Center or call us. We'll send out someone to do an assessment. You qualify for meals. You can get them Monday through Friday for the 5 weeks that you need them, and then you get off the program. And so it's something that we want people to understand that's available. It's not only permanently homebound and permanently frail seniors.
Well, I was going to, sorry to interrupt, but I mean, it's such an amazing program. Kind of go through the grassroots of your Home Delivered Meals programs and the volunteers that are involved in executing it. I mean, it's an amazing program, and I know sometimes throughout the day, this is the only human contact some of our seniors will have.
That's true. We have 10 vehicles, Nissan Cubes, and they have our name on them, and people see them around town. I hear comments from time to time, but they are driven by volunteers. We have over 50 volunteers in the Home Delivered Meal Program, and they contribute their time to deliver meals throughout the Santa Clarita area, all the way up to Castaic and in surrounding areas of the city. And they bring the meals. We start delivery anywhere from 10 in the morning through noon, and so that people who qualify for the program and are signed up for the program will get their meal Monday through Friday. To qualify, you need to have either a medical condition or something that keeps you at home. This is one of our programs that we do require a doctor's note. It's not as onerous as you think. We will send a care manager or we will send someone out to do the assessment, and we can help you get that doctor's note. You aren't totally responsible for that. We can help you with that. And all we need to know is that you need to have your meals delivered to you, that for whatever reason, maybe, like I said, maybe it's surgery, or maybe you're ill, or how
about just lack of transportation?
Lack of transportation, yes. If you can't get out of the house to purchase groceries or to purchase a meal, absolutely.
But I mean, if there's a real no medical condition, just because of aging or whatever, they no longer are able to drive. Well, does that qualify them or no?
Well, but with this program, we do require a note from a physician.
Okay.
So if a physician tells us this person cannot leave their home for whatever reason, they can't drive, they can't, then that's fine. But we do need a physician note for this particular program.
So just to dig down, so even if they could get out of the home physically with someone else taking them out, does that make them not qualify?
It depends on what their doctor says about that.
So the doctor may say it's not safe for you to leave the home.
That's exactly right. And then they would qualify for a home delivered meal.
And has it always been 60, or did it used to be 55?
No, it's 60.
Because I know everybody's taking that senior age from 55 to 60, which is cool, because 55 is the new 35. But I mean, I think even Denny's put up their age from 55 to 60. I'm not quite sure.
Well, I think, as people market to seniors, the age gets a lot younger, larger demographic. But this particular program it's federally funded. We receive funds through LA County. And so the government is very specific about what the qualifications are. And in our meal program, whether it's the home delivered meal or the congregate meal that we serve meals on site at the senior center, it's 60 and older.
Okay. And basically what I'm hearing is there's only two qualifications: the age of 60 and a medical note from your doctor saying you can't leave the home.
That's basically it. That is basically it. But we will send someone out to do the assessment. And the assessment is not a long assessment, maybe 30 minutes. We have certain questions we have to ask. A care manager will go out there and do the assessment. And then, because, again, it's a government-run program, we do have to do an assessment every 6 months. But the first assessment, after the first 6 months, is a telephone assessment. So it's really not that invasive. Now, you talked about our volunteer drivers, and you're absolutely right that for some of our seniors, seniors, we actually have our volunteer drivers go in, they talk to them a little bit. That is their wellness check, so to speak. It is their one contact with a human being per day.
So the drivers will actually go into the home?
Sometimes they do, yes.
Okay.
Some of our seniors are not able to get out of bed, and so for whatever reason, they make arrangements that we can actually deliver the meal into the home.
That's an excellent well check system, too.
It sure is. It sure is. And our volunteer drivers have called 911 on numerous occasions,
Really?
and have actually, I can go on and on about stories, but one senior fell the night before and lay on the ground all night. At noon, when our home delivered meal driver arrived, went in, and this woman said, I wasn't afraid because I knew you would be here today. I can always count on you guys. Now,
wow.
that poor woman was on the floor all night and couldn't reach a phone. So I can't say enough how much we appreciate our volunteer drivers and the work that they do.
Something we may need to talk about offline is we should make sure the drivers know that if one of your homebound seniors needs one of the emergency response systems,
Right.
I can certainly set them up with one of those.
That would be great,
'Cause,
yeah.
you don't want them, even if they're expecting you and can rely on
That's
you,
right.
you don't want them laying there the entire night until
That's
the next
right.
day.
That's right.
But yeah, they should have some sort of an emergency response system in the home.
Absolutely.
They can just push a button if they're in peril, so to speak.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, we're going to take our next break. When we come back, maybe we can talk a little bit about if someone wanted to get involved in the program as a volunteer, as a driver, or even at the senior center in general. Maybe we can kind of put it out there and do some recruiting while we're at it.
Sounds good.
So we'll be right back, folks. We're going to take our next break. You are listening to Aging with Power on your hometown station, AM 1220, KHTS.